Hey you guys, I wanted to do a video for you today on the importance of reverse dieting and why it's so important, and also share a little bit about my story. I'll probably go into more depth into another video, but today I just really wanted to explain why reverse dieting is really important after a show, or even if you do a photo shoot. Anytime you diet down really hard, and then share why it's so important, but also a little bit of my story and how I came to just really experience that it really is important. Because I've had people come to me and ask, like, how important is reverse dieting? Like, do you really have to do it? And my answer is yes. Like, it's very, very important to do, especially if you've ever done a photo shoot, a prep of any type, or competed in a bodybuilding show. It's very, very important. So basically, what a reverse diet is you gradually add calories back into your diet after getting them pretty low for like a show, for example. We'll just use a show as a blanket example. So when you diet, you gradually lower calories, right? Because you're trying to lose weight. So a reverse diet is slowly adding back in calories, because you can't stay, like if you get down to 1,200 calories for a show, you can't stay there forever. Part of my story is I suffered from an eating disorder for many, many years. And for a long time, I was probably only eating 700, 800 calories, maybe less sometimes. I didn't track all the time, so I don't know what my exact calories were at any given point. I just know that for a long time, they were very, very low. And over time, what that does is it's going to slow down your metabolism. Okay, yes, I was still able to work out. I never really had dizzy spells. I was never hospitalized, but your body adapts. Okay, your body does what it can, does what it needs to do to survive. So if you eat very, very low calories for a long time, your metabolism is going to start to slow down. Basically the nutrients that your body needs to survive, it's going to start pulling from your muscles, your hair, your skin, your organs, because it's going to take from these other things so it can keep you alive. So you might notice hair loss, you might notice that your skin looks dull, your metabolism slows down, because we're not going to burn anything extra because she's barely eaten enough to just survive. So you're not going to be able to build muscle. Your body's actually going to store more body fat. Okay, so as you can see, this is a problem. And once you get your calories down low, you will drop weight. But if you stay there for too long, you're going to start to have issues, which is what happened to me. And I ruined my metabolism from doing that for so long. Now, for my first show, we reverse dieted up until this show. Most people cut calories as they get closer to showtime, but for me, we actually slowly increased the entire time because we needed to get my calories up enough. And when we did that, I actually started to drop body fat, you guys. My metabolism kicked in. My body was like, oh, we're getting the nutrients it needs. My body adapted again. So I was able to start dropping the body fat that I needed to step on stage. I had more energy. I was able to eat more calories without gaining weight. It was crazy, right? Because it seems very counterintuitive. But after that first show, I started to slip back into my old ways of just not eating enough, because honestly, sometimes I just don't even want to eat. I just don't really care, to be honest with you. So one thing that competing has taught me is the importance of eating regularly, eating consistently. You have to nourish your body if you want it to perform a certain way, okay? So because I didn't reverse diet properly after my first show, my weight went up. It was the highest. It got to be the highest it ever was. My body fat was high again. My periods were regular, but my hormones were off. I could tell I was having a lot of PMS symptoms, and I gained weight even though I wasn't eating enough. So when I connected with the coach that I have now, we worked on fixing my metabolism and fixing my hormones, and we reverse dieted me, okay? And once we got my metabolism up and firing properly, I started to drop body fat like crazy. Now, combined with that was intense workouts. We trained a specific way, but every time I've noticed in a prep when I start to increase my calories and to work out harder, the two kind of go hand in hand, I start to drop body fat, okay? So one thing I know is that just because you eat more doesn't mean you're going to gain. If you eat too much, yes, but if you slowly increase and do it the right way, combined with the right type of workouts, you can actually lose. And like, I can eat more now without increasing body fat because I've gotten my metabolism up. So if you're not eating enough, you are doing yourself harm, of course. I see a lot of women come to me and they're not able to lose weight, but they're not eating enough. And not eating enough at first will help you lose weight. But I just want you to understand that if you do it for a prolonged period of time, your metabolism is going to slow down. You're probably going to start to have hormone issues. It's going to be very, very hard to lose weight, and eventually you're going to have to reverse diet and start to eat more. But there's just a specific way to do it. And we got to get your body to function properly, right? So reverse dieting after a show is very, very important. I wouldn't say jump up your calories a lot. I would say slowly increase so that your body can adapt and you're not putting on 20 pounds post-show, okay? You don't want that to happen. It's not fun. Nobody wants that to happen, but that is what happens a lot of times when you don't stick to your meal plan properly after a show. People will gain a lot of weight, and then guess what? It's just so much harder to take it off for the next show. So do not eat too little for too long, or it's going to be harder in the long run. I am prime example of that. It was hard to get my body to adapt again, and it was not fun. I don't want to have to go through that. So reverse dieting is important, and if you have questions about that, let me know. I've been there firsthand. If you're really, really scared, trust me, I know the feeling, because it was really scary for me to eat more than I was, but it was so worth it in the long run. I didn't gain a ton of weight. I actually started to lose weight because we did it the right way. So if you have questions about that, I offer nutrition coaching, I offer prep coaching, I offer personal training, online coaching. Everything is customized to you. We can talk about what your struggle is and come up with a plan to meet your needs. But you know where to find me. Just reach out. It can be really scary, but your health needs to come first. So feel free to message me and we can chat about this.